You often feel trapped in your head. I know I do. You feel like there's a wall in between you and that thing that you want to do. There's a voice in the back of your head saying, I have to wait until I have the best camera, I have to wait until I get the best laptop. Hey guys, welcome back or welcome to my channel. My name is Zaire. If you're new, hey. If you're a returning subscriber, hey. So today's video is slightly different from videos I've made in the past. So today I wanted to talk about the fear of being seen. And I know that this can be kind of difficult to believe considering I'm on YouTube, I'm filming a video right now, but it's true. It's something that I do struggle with and I feel like a lot of us do. As you can probably tell by now if you are subscribed to my channel, my posts are and have been extremely infrequent, which I'm so sorry. Honestly, I feel like every time I come on the camera I'd say long time no see, but this is different. I will upload one video per week, which hasn't been the case long term. I'm also not providing you guys with enough consistency to obtain those views and have them like add up, I feel like, over time. But yeah, I feel as though my fear of being seen has inhibited me in many ways, and I feel as though if you also have a fear of being seen, you've experienced this as well. I was just talking to someone not too long ago, and I said it was my fear of being successful that stood in my way from doing what I want to do in life, or staying consistent on YouTube and seeing where that goes. And the person corrected me and was like, it's not your fear of being successful, it's your fear of failure. And I had to take a step back and be like, whoa, you're actually right. It's my fear of failing that makes me not post videos as frequently as I would like to, and I should, because I am afraid of the fact that when I do post, I don't receive as many views as I would like. But in that fear of me not posting and that sense of inaction, I'm limiting myself to success. And I'm talking about YouTube at the moment, but there are different ways in life that I am the own cause for why I'm not where I would like to be. And I feel as though that's the case for most of us. You often feel trapped in your head. I know I do. You feel like there's a wall in between you and that thing that you want to do. There's a voice in the back of your head saying, I have to wait until I have the best camera, I have to wait until I get the best laptop. Something that I've noticed that I've done is before I even started my YouTube channel, I said I have to have the best camera, I want the best laptop, I want the best editing software, and I was able to get not the best of the best, but really good, like a really good laptop, a really good camera. I have 2 ring lights, if you can see the shadows behind you. I have the editing software, yet even with all those things, I still found a way to come up with excuses like, oh, I'm breaking out, so I don't want to film a video because my skin isn't where I would like it to be, or I had a bad day, so I'm gonna film tomorrow, and then tomorrow would come and then I would find another excuse not to film. And I feel like we come up with these excuses in different ways for different scenarios. Right now I'm talking about YouTube, but this can be applied to anything. And this whole thing of I won't do it today because so and so, but I'll do it tomorrow, is similar to when a lot of people start diets or a workout routine. They're like, oh, I'm gonna start tomorrow, but then tomorrow comes and then it never happens. I know for me at least, I signed up for Planet Fitness membership earlier in the year, and months went by and I hadn't gone since a couple of times when I first signed up. And that's the case with most of us, I believe. We start something, we do it a few times, and then after a certain amount of time, if we're not seeing the return, or like if we're not seeing the return that we initially wanted and expected from that thing itself, we immediately quit. I feel as though we don't allow ourselves enough time to see things through in order to see a return. Even going back to this example with me with YouTube, I was able to monetize my channel, but it took me over 2 years to do that. And then even with that monetization, my subscriber count is low compared to people who've started YouTube and more recently, but that's because of many different factors. But I think the biggest one is myself standing in my own way and not being consistent the way that I could, not doing research on videos that are trending and that are popular the way that I could be. I could film so much. I have so many ideas. I literally have a notes page on my phone filled with video ideas, but I just don't film them. They're just sitting on my phone collecting dust essentially, and I feel like we allow a lot of our dreams to collect dust because the conditions aren't right. But there's no such thing as the right conditions or right timing. The right timing is when you make the time to say, I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do this now, no matter what situation you're in or what that looks like. When you decide to dedicate yourself to what it is that you're working towards is when you'll see return. And I could say that that's true. I know that when I've been posting and more consistent on YouTube, I've gained more subscribers. I've had more watch hours. I made more money that month compared to other months when I don't upload practically ever or hardly ever. Yeah, there is no one in your way but you, and there's no one that can help you get where you want to be except you. No one is going to come and save you or stretch out their hand and like say, let me guide you through life. Take this route, take this road, take this path, say these things, do this. No, that's not how life works. We have to live it for ourselves and make mistakes, and we have to hold our own hand and like pull us out of our own trenches. There is no such thing as a mental prison. I mean, of course, people suffer with like depression and anxieties. That's completely different from what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you standing in your own way saying, I'm not good enough or I can't do this, because you are good enough, you're better than good enough, and you can do it. There is no mental prison that you are in except the one that you created for yourself. And the same way that you created this mental prison, you could easily take yourself out. And I say easily with the literal and metaphorical sense, in the sense of it's easy. The same way you put yourself in there, you could just be like, this doesn't exist. I created this reality. I created these thoughts and mindset that I'm trapping myself in, essentially. Difficult in the sense that it is difficult. If you've been in that state and mindset for a long time, it's going to take a while for you to retrain your thoughts and rewire your brain to say, I can do this, I'm able to do this, I'm more than capable of doing this, I'm going to be successful. You have to lean into your relationship with failure in order to gain success, and that's something that I'm still navigating and working on, and I think it's a never-ending cycle and journey, really. But yeah, there is no prison in your head. It doesn't exist. You created it and you can take it out, or you can take yourself out, as well as those subconscious thoughts you may have in the back of your head saying, I'm not good enough. Those thoughts usually aren't even from ourselves. Those thoughts usually aren't even from ourselves. Those thoughts are usually something that we may have heard from other people that have just stuck into our head, and we've heard it playing in a loop over and over and over again, to the point where we don't even realize that those words were said from someone else, not our own mouth or our own mind. So yeah, all the negative thoughts you have in regards to yourself and your potential, you just need to eliminate it. Be your biggest cheerleader, because no one else in this world will be on your side or have your back the way you do. Unless you were twin, triplet, quadruplet, or whatever other multi-baby at one time. I'm not saying that right, but unless you were, born with someone, you were born alone, and I hate to say it, but it's true, you're going to die alone. There's no one that held your hand through birth the same way no one is going to hold your hand through the passage of death, essentially. I mean, you could have your loved ones surrounding you, but they're not going with you. You're going alone. And you have to navigate life like that. You have to not feel like you have to wait for someone to come and save you, is what I'm trying to say. There are going to be people, hopefully, who want to help you and like give you advice. But even with that being said, you still have to listen to yourself and listen to your gut. They say the gut is like the human second brain, and I believe that to be true. Like, I listen to my gut more than I even listen to my brain, because if something doesn't feel right, I know that I'm not going to listen to my brain, because my brain is going to try to make logic and sense of that, and that could essentially place me in a dangerous situation. I'm going to get myself out of a situation if it doesn't feel right. if I've met someone or I come across someone and my gut just tells me you can't trust this person or this person isn't good for you to be around, I'm not going to wait until the person proves to me that they're not someone that I should be around. I'm just going to listen to my gut and remove myself from that situation. So really lean into listening to your gut. I feel like most of us can relate in the sense that there have been many times in our lives when our gut has told us something was off and we decided to ignore it. And instead of leaving in the very beginning when our gut tried to warn us, we had to learn from trial and error. And why should we continue to make ourselves go through hardships when we don't have to, is essentially what I'm trying to say. So yeah, lean into your relationship with failure. You are in your own way, so you have to remove yourself from blocking your own path to success. And since doing so and leaning into that mindset of there is no right time, there is no reason for me to not be successful if I apply myself and actually give it my all, life has been a lot easier. Whenever I find myself trying to procrastinate, it kind of is impossible because you realize that we're running out of time. The only moment to do something is now. If you wait until later, who knows what the circumstances will be. So it just makes sense to do it now if you can, is what I'm saying. But I hope this resonated with you. I hope this message helps any and all of you. When I had this conversation with my friend, it was a hard conversation, honestly, because he was essentially holding a mirror to my face and saying, listen to the words you're telling me and how this doesn't make sense. You're coming up with all these excuses, but it's just you. And when you realize that it's just you standing in your own way of all that you've dreamed of, all the success, everything that you've ever wanted, you realize that instead of making yourself your own enemy, you can make yourself your best friend. Like, you can lean into yourself, lean on yourself, and be there with you, because you will always be there through all your success, all your failures, all your struggles. No one else has been there with you besides yourself, and no one else will be. So when you have these successes, you will know, like, you will be the only one to be able to feel the way you do about achieving these things, because you know what you've been through and what you had to do to get to that point. But yeah, I feel like I could go on and on about this topic. There are so many other things that I love talking about in depth, similar to this. If you've enjoyed this video, let me know down below and I'll make more like this. I really do love talking about topics such as these, especially like one-on-one with someone. I love talking to the camera as well because I feel like I'm talking to you, especially when you guys comment down below. It feels like I can actually interact with you all and get to know you all better and have more of a dialogue versus me just speaking to a camera. But yes, if you enjoy this video, let me know down below. If you're struggling with something, let me know down below. I'd love to talk with you about what you're going through and like help, or just be there so you can have a listening ear. I generally do care, and if I could help anyone in any way, I would love to do so. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope it helped some of you, if not all. Like I said, if you liked the video, let me know if you would like to hear more videos similar to this, because I do love making these types of videos and having these types of conversations. But yeah, I love speaking with you all. Again, like I said in the very beginning of this video, I am trying to stay consistent, and in trying to stay consistent, I'm telling myself that I have to stay consistent. So expect a video at least once a week, if not more. I've been uploading shorts kind of in between, mainly random stuff, just like stuff that I come across throughout my days. But yeah, I was also thinking about possibly getting back into vlogging, but that's another thing, and at this point I feel like I'm rambling. So yeah, it's been lovely talking to you all. I will see you guys in the next video, and I hope you're all having an amazing day. If you're going through something and struggling, I'm here for you. Comment down below, we can talk. I'm here if you want opinions. If you don't, I'll just listen and offer my support. But yes, so I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.